Danny Segura for MMA Junkie here in Miami, Florida, just days away from Eagle FC 47, which takes place on Friday. I'm here with Ali Abdelaziz. Ali, first of all, welcome back to Miami. It seems this is becoming a routine. I know you're a Vegas guy, but has Miami started to grow on you a little bit?
No, Miami is nice. It's it says always come here and see Habib and put on a great event, and I'll be part of it and try to do everything I can to help him. Miami is a beautiful city, for sure.
Habib said that Eagle FC 47, the best card in the company's short history. Do you agree, or do you feel like there's been other cards? Because you guys have been putting on, Eagle FC has been putting on really good events lately.
Honestly, you're always excited about card is gonna happen because you already know what's gonna happen. But it's been great since day one. All the fight been great, very competitive, very close fights, some great finishes, and I think Junior Desarno is just former UFC champion, fighting Jorgen. Hector Lombard is a judo legend, former Bellator champion, fighting a guy who's very at one point of his career was very dangerous, and we're gonna see. This is two dangerous guys fighting each other, and I feel somebody's going to sleep.
Outside of the big fights, the main and co-main event, I know you know the talent very well. Give us one fight, maybe a prospect or a guy that fans should really watch out and keep their eye on.
I like the Andrew Chances fight. I think it's a very good fight versus this opponent. He's very hard to finish, very good on the ground. I like the Maki fight. I think in the Maki fight, Maki Patolo is a very good striker. His opponent is a judo guy. He's very athletic. And I think Ahmed Ali, Darren Horser fight. I think it's a very competitive fight, very close fight. It's a lot of good fight on this card. It's a lot of good fight on this card.
For sure. Whatever happened with the GSP? I know he's now a Miami resident. You told me that maybe you guys were going to get in contact with him to see if you get him out of there. Any talks with GSP?
I talk to him. I stay in touch with him. I'm gonna reach out to him if he's in Miami. I'll invite him to the event. I'm sure he will love to come.
Now, switching gears onto a few topics here, I want to get some updates on some of your clients. Recently, Kamaru Usman was in the headlines, talking about his hand injury. Can you give us an update on that? What's the latest on that? And is there a timeline that we can sort of expect? Because fans kind of are wondering, we don't get a timeline on it, and maybe they're a little bit worried about the injury.
Listen, I think Kamaru has been giving fight after fight after fight in 2 months and 3 months turnaround, and I think the man deserves a break. And I think these injuries is a blessing in the sky. He needs to kind of heal his body, and he needs to focus on himself and his family. But I'm telling you something. This guy trained every day. It doesn't matter. One hand, one leg, one eye. Kamaru Usman he's the pound for pound king for a reason. He's the greatest fighter, in my opinion, one of the greatest fighters in UFC history for a reason. And honestly, it doesn't matter who's going to be next. And I know somebody said he's fighting August 20th, and that was not completely not true because he's still trying out his hand, right? And that's it. When Kamaru loves to fight, when Kamaru ready to fight, uh, and I'll be honest, credit to the UFC, they're not pressuring us, they're not pushing us. Dana, Sean, all the Hunter, all those guys, they've been very cool about it because they understand who Kamaru is, what kind of man he is, right? And I can't wait to see him fight again. I'm a huge Kamaru. I know I'm his manager, but I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge Kamaru Usman fan. Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, one of the most active champions today in UFC. But he fights in 2022, you think?
Yeah, he will fight 2022, 100%. Maybe in August, maybe September, maybe Madison Square Garden. We have not know yet. And the UFC is giving us, the layback said, like, when you're ready, let us know. And we're going to let them know, let them know. And I appreciate that because promoter always pressure me to fight. And I think they respect him so much and they're not pressuring him. And everything is good.
Yeah, and sticking here with the Nigerian Nightmare, you and him kind of tag team Canelo on Twitter. What was your reaction with the whole thing? Because obviously it received a lot of attention, and Canelo, you who usually kind of keeps in his lane as far as social media, went out of his way to respond to you and Kamaru.
Honestly, I'm a passionate person, and I felt like I didn't say nothing to Kamaru. I just tweeted something because I feel, you know, nobody knows his opponent. His opponent's a great opponent. He beat him. But in reality, this business is about making money. And he tried to dismiss Kamaru. But this fight week, nobody know Canelo was fighting. We light shine on him. When I spoke, when Kamaru actually spoke, not me, I'm nobody, you know. And you saw Eddie Hearn talking shit. You see this fucking little punk, what's his name, Jake Paul, his people. And I'm gonna deal with him too because he says some things. And it's funny because Jake Paul never said anything about me. But suddenly he started saying about me, and I know where this coming from. But I'm gonna tell you something. Somebody have to pay for what he have to say. He's a little, he's pimped. He's a little prostitute, and he gonna. I never say nothing about this kid, and he start calling me names and stuff like that. But I don't appreciate that. And Eddie Hearn said some things, you know. But listen, at the end of the day, these guys have to bring MMA. They have to bring the UFC. They have to bring because they don't get enough attention. They have to speak about us. They have to speak about Dana White. They have to speak about Habib, about Kamaru, about all these people. Be like, honestly, I'm flattered. The whole press conference in Madison Square Garden, Ed Hearn talked about me, Jake Paul talked about good or bad, but they still talked about me. And the most importantly, they talk about Kamaru. And the reason they even mention my name because there's Kamaru's involved, right? And he's right. You know, this guy's right. Ed Hearn doesn't know shit about MMA. He know boxing, but at the end of the day, he's a rich kid. You know, inherited some money, and he's doing a good job with boxing. I gotta give him credit, but I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And this little bitch, Jake Paul, he has some coming from me. I promise you this. Him and who told him to talk about me.
Is it a surprise or what's in store?
I was shocked because I always praise the kids. I said I want him to make money, great for the sport. He bringing a lot of attention to boxing, and I don't know. I understand where this come from. I know who told him to say that, and they're gonna pay because I was shocked. I was very shocked, and honestly upset me a little bit because I have nothing but great things about him and his brother, and I like his brother, and I like him. But why you talk about me? I never said nothing about you. You know, that's it.
And what's going on, keeping on sort of the Twitter trend, another Twitter war that we sometimes see spur out, Kayla Harrison, Cris Cyborg, we see that pop up every now and then. A lot of fans are interested, obviously one of the biggest female fights you can put on today. Cris Cyborg, there's rumors that she might become a free agent this summer. Any interest from Kayla Harrison, from her team, yourself, in making that fight happen?
At the end of the day, listen, everybody's using Kayla's name to promote themselves. I have no interest into this fight. At the end of the Kayla will fight anybody. I don't really, you know, I don't care. Promoters, managers, reporters, they all talk about Kayla and Cyborg. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't really care about this fight. This fight will probably never happen. And if even this fight happened, nobody gives a shit. My opinion, yeah. Because Kayla's Kayla. She's undefeated. She's the best female fighter in the world, of my opinion. The pound for pound great right now. And she doesn't need Cyborg to prove anything to anybody. You know what I'm saying? And Cyborg, you need her. She doesn't need Cyborg. She's making six figures, seven figure every fight. You know, she's happy. She's gonna beat whatever they're gonna give her, right? At the end of the day, if you talk maybe one day Amanda Nunes, something like that, yeah, Amanda Nunes she's the good. Juliana Pena, but I don't really care about Cyborg for a fight. I don't think people will buy this fight to tune in to watch this fight. No, no.
You can step a little closer. Really, it seems to be a big fight. I mean, you don't agree it'd be one of the bigger fights that you can make today in women's MMA?
You pay $70 to watch this fight? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're an MMA media, but average people we're not gonna buy it. But in a way, I'm just a little bit tired of people using Kayla as a prop. She's not a prop. She's a two-time Olympic champion. She's a PFL champion, 2 times. She's about to be 3 times, and she whipped everybody's ass. I don't need Cyborg for Kayla's legacy. Kayla doesn't need her. I don't care about anybody what they say. We don't need her. But you know, anybody can come. They were gonna get their ass whooped regardless. They can be Amanda, Cyborg, anybody, Juliana, and I like Juliana, but everybody that can get it, all of them can get it. But don't use Kayla's name to try to promote your brand. This is I already know what people doing. I'm watching, and I play it into this road a little bit. You understand? But Cyborg, I don't think any of this girl want to fight Kayla. I guarantee you they don't.
So when Cyborg tweets at her and all that, you think it's just smoke? You think it's for the clicks?
It's a smoke. Me and Kayla have a conversation. We will not, don't care about Cyborg. You know, best of luck to her. I hope she make millions of dollars, but I'm just tired of people using Kayla's name. And I don't care about this fight. I don't think people care about this fight. People outside MMA, don't care about this fight. Maybe in MMA people care, but I don't care about this fight. I don't at all.
Now let's transition within Kayla's weight class, but to the men's division over in the UFC. You see how smoothly I'm transitioning through all these questions? We see in the UFC, we saw the belt, obviously Charles Oliveira defended, or well, not really defended because he was stripped, but we saw Charles Oliveira beat Justin Gaethje at UFC 274. So a lot of people are wondering what's next, what's going on. It seems the race, maybe a lot of people are plugging in Conor McGregor, a lot of people are plugging Beneil Dariush, a lot of people are plugging obviously Islam Makhachev. In your opinion, you manage two of those people, Dariush and Islam Makhachev. Who should be next?
First of all, even bringing Conor McGregor's name to me is a joke. It's like you shouldn't even bring his name. He's recovering. He's the only person in history I know going rehab for drugs and injuries. He's rehabilitated for both. He's drunk, drugs, injury. Nobody gives a care. Nobody care about him. Like I said, people use him for. He's a prop. People use him for money. People use him for money. Want to make money, but at the end of the day, Charles Oliveira. I like the kid. I like the kid. I like his team. I like Macaco. But at the end of the day, Charles Oliveira is not the best lightweight in the world. He's not. And people are clowns. They say he's the greatest lightweight ever. How are you gonna say he's the greatest lightweight ever? The man been submitted 4 times. He's been finished. I'm not gonna call him quitter anymore. I cannot call him that, and I think people should not call him that. But I guarantee you, I can put my house on it. Islam Makhachev will finish him. Beneil Dariush will finish him. The game, style make fights. Charles Oliveira is not the best lightweight in the world. He's an amazing fighter. I respect him a lot, but he's not. When you see the odds come out, Islam Makhachev is minus 450. You know what I'm saying? Beneil will be favored too. I think he should be favored. At the end of the day, I love both guys, Beneil and Islam. If the UFC make a decision, they can make wrong. If they go with Beneil, I'm okay with it. If they go with Islam, I'm good with it. But in reality, Charles Oliveira, I don't think he's the best lightweight, respectfully, because I respect Charles Oliveira. You understand? But he's not the best lightweight in the world today. You understand? I believe he will lose to a lot of guys. I think Islam will beat him. I think Beneil will beat him. I think Arman Sarukian will beat him. And I don't even manage Arman Sarukian. But I think he'll beat Charles Oliveira too. Yeah.
Real quick, Beneil, last we heard of him, he had an injury on his leg, right? What's the latest on him? Is he can he train? What's his status?
Listen, Beneil he's a different breed. He's healing up. I think he can really fight September. But at the end of the day now, one of these guys need to fight for the title. Listen, when the UFC booked him to fight each other, I was all for it. Number one contender match. They come back in July. Beneil was not ready. No. Now, they have to make a decision. Of course, I'm gonna make case for every one of them, because I'm not gonna favor anybody. I'm not gonna favor anybody. They're both the same to me. You understand? I love both guys. They're like brothers to me, and they're both such great human beings. But one thing I know for sure, they will both whip Charles Alvarez's ass, 100%.
So do you think that's another thing? Because do you think it should be one or the other? Because a lot of people are saying they should fight for the number one contender. While some are saying no, it should be either Beneil or Islam Makhachev up next.
But the UFC doesn't even have a champion. There's no division. How are you gonna have a number one contender, and Charles Oliveira is the number one contender? Listen. I'm not the matchmaker. I'm not Dana White. I can make my case. The UFC is gonna make whatever they want. They call the shot. But I spoke with them. I spoke with Sean. I spoke with Dana. At the end of the day, they gotta do what they gotta do. But I have to do my job as a manager. Listen, Beneil Charles Oliveira is an amazing matchup. Like if you look at this matchup, it's an amazing matchup. When you with Beneil and Islam with Charles Oliveira, Islam I believe both will finish it, but I think Islam will gonna submit him, and I think Beneil can submit him too. Beneil can knock him out and submit him. I think Islam definitely can submit him and dominate him. Islam can make him look like an amateur, 100%. Beneil he a little bit crazy. He like to fight. He like to fight. He's more gonna get maybe wild with him, catch him, put him to sleep. I don't know, but I think is no champion. He's the number one contender. That's what Dana said. Now, number one contender, you need a number one contender to make a championship title. At the end of the day, can you imagine this? Habib getting behind this Islam and Dana getting behind this fight, and they both promote it. You go to Brazil and fight. I think somebody, Beneil or Islam, need to go to fight to Brazil. This fight need to happen in Brazil. He's the champion. In my eyes, he is the champion. I have to give it to him. But this fight needs to happen, and somebody go there, beat him in front of everybody, and bring the title back. But I'm not looking. He's not an easy fight in any imagination. But I think stylistically, he will beat everybody except Islam and Banil. My opinion.
Yeah, that would be a sweet fight. Hopefully, they make it happen in Brazil. Actually, Charles Oliveira was the last person to fight in Brazil for the last event that the UFC held there, which was in March, right before or right during the pandemic.
Let's go. Let's go. Maybe Islam will have a shirt said if jiu-jitsu is easy, you can call sambo, whatever he said. And I'm a hands aggressive black belt. I love jiu-jitsu, but at the end of the day, I think this fight can be massive in Brazil. And I think either guy can go to Brazil. You know.
Well, I appreciate the time, Ali. Great catching up with you. And yeah, looking forward to this event at Eagle FC 47 in Miami here this Friday.
Thank you, brother.